Business Focus, brought to you by KCB. KCB, making the difference.
Entrepreneurs are widely recognized as the prime movers of economic development. They translate ideas into action and have the ability to identify, gather necessary resources, and act upon opportunities in their environment. Hello and welcome to Business Focus, the only show of its kind that's shaping the region by empowering small and medium entrepreneurs. On today's show, we focus a dairy cooperative which is empowering farmers in Nyeri County. We visit a dairy cooperative which is empowering farmers in Nyeri County. We highlight business opportunities in Kiambu County. Well, share your feedback with us on our social media platforms displayed right on your screen. Also, our email address bf@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS number 8041. I'm your host, Joy Doreen Bira. Business Beyond Limits highlights and solves the problems affecting growth in the Kenyan SME sector. This week, we look at the latest developments in the East African dairy sector.
The recent Livestock Breeders' Show brought out the creme de la creme of the Kenyan dairy industry and highlighted the potential of the growing sector, which is becoming more attractive owing to an increase in demand for milk and other livestock products.
The majority of our dairy farmers are smallholders. We have made deliberate attempts to work closely with this group, either as individuals or through their groups, in our strategy of creating a paradigm shift for dairy from becoming a subsistence venture to a commercial undertaking.
The Live Breeders Show held on June 26th to 28th also brought out the key investments needed to assist in exploiting the huge potential in the dairy industry.
The national livestock subsector in Kenya is undergoing a renaissance with an upward trend in national milk production, partially driven by the fact that our farmers are embracing modern animal husbandry practices.
To realize tangible profits and make the dairy business an enjoyable experience in Kenya, one has to embrace the best practices. This starts with acquiring a desired dairy breed.
If you wanted to get into dairy farming, actually you should start by getting land or where you will get the feeds before bringing the animal, because if you bring the cow and you don't have the feeds, you'll have problems.
You need to identify the right housing. Do you want to go zero grazing? Do you want to go semi-intensive? But basically, it just depends the size of land that you have. For example, a quarter acre you can keep even 4 cows.
The most suitable dairy breeds for commercial milk production in Kenya are Frisian, Asher, Ganzi, and Jersey breeds.
If you are getting into commercial, commercial dairy, I think 3 cows are enough so that you can be able to pay your worker. You pay yourself, you pay for the feeds.
If you have, say, 5 acres, for example, you may start with about 5 cows because you are a learner in the business. But as you progress, then you'll increase the number.
The Frisian cow originated in the Netherlands and is recognized by its distinctive black and white color markings and outstanding milk production.
A cow should give you a minimum of 15 liters per day.
If you have like 5 cows, they may give you an average of about 150 liters per day.
A mature Frisian cow weighs about 700 kilograms and stands 150 centimeters tall at the shoulder. The average milk production for a Frisian cow is 7,800 kilograms of milk per lactation, and their normal productive life is 6 years.
Frisians produce more milk than any other because they are big cows, they have got big udder. Now Frisian can go even to about 45, 50 liters a day. And I mean a day is 24 hours. Meaning that you have to milk it for 3 times a day.
The Asher breed originated from Scotland, and the purebred offspring are usually in red and white. They are medium in size and weigh over 540 kilograms at maturity.
No, the difference comes with their genetics.
They are adapted to all management systems and are not subject to excessive foot and leg problems.
We decided to give the Ashers because, one, it gives you milk with high butter fat content. 2, the cow doesn't eat a lot. 3, the cow produces a lot of calves, probably even to the tune of 12 in her entire life.
Under good management and feeding practices, their average milk production ranges from 5,400 kgs to 7,800 kgs of milk per lactation.
Russia, probably people say it follows Frisian in terms of milk production. Then Gansi comes in there, and then now we have Last the Justice. But it's very comparative. You go somewhere else, Asha is producing more milk than the Frisian.
When pastures are poor, they need fewer supplements to keep them in good condition, a factor that makes them outstanding commercial dairy cattle. The Gansi is medium-weight cattle that originated from England. The cow is known for producing high-quality milk while consuming 20 to 30% less feed per kilogram of milk produced compared to larger dairy breeds.
But when you come to differentiation, Asha and Gansi, it's a bit tricky. There's one which is more browner and the other one is more lighter.
The average milk production for the breed is 6,650 kgs of milk per lactation. The Jersey breed originated from the island of Jersey of England. It weighs about 450 kgs on average, making them the smallest dairy breed in size. They are most tolerant to heat than the larger breeds. With its diminutive size, the Jersey produces more milk per body weight than any other breed.
A Jersey could go even up to 25 liters a day. So that's the difference.
Under optimum conditions, the average milk production is about 6,800 kgs of milk in a 305-day period.
All breeds here in Kenya, they can do well, apart from now the arid areas. But they can also perform well in arid areas if there are conditions suited for them.
With existence of these breeds in the country, farmers have a wide range of choices to make in relation to the geographical areas they're in. With existence of dairy corporation and dairy companies, farmers are assured of ready market for their milk produce at competitive rates, among other services, which include cheap loans and advice on better farming methods.
In the 1970s, AI used to be provided by the government, free of charge or subsidized. Let me say subsidized. But right now, when government shifted from that and they really left it to the farmers, some farmers are finding it very difficult, especially the cost of the semen, the quality of the semen. It's a bit difficult. And even the farmers' knowledge to select which semen is better for their animals, it becomes a bit difficult because they don't have catalogs, they don't have that information. So that's where the main challenge is.
With availability of technology, artificial insemination, also known as AI, is available in the region and has made it easier for farmers to improve their breeds to produce a capacity of up to 40 liters of milk per day.
We have got sex semen, we've got the embryo transfers, which actually once you inseminate the cow, you are sure that 98% or 100% that's going to be, it's going to be a female, Those are technologies that are coming. They're not so much popular here, in this country. But you find some farmers, they're doing it. So you can go to this service provider here or whatever, and they'll give you semen depending on the genetic superiority of the cow which you want to have. That's why you find that you can have maybe from 500 shillings, and then you find the same guy who is eating your animal. He's asking you, there's another one here for 2,000 and another one for 3,000.
There is need for the government and private sector to continue organizing educational events, extension services, field days and enlightening farmers on feed preservation to ensure the subsector continues to register sound growth. Such events also serve as an opportunity for farmers and service providers to share experiences as well as seek ways of enhancing productivity.
In the Emerging Enterprises, we visit a dairy cooperative which is empowering a community economically. We'll be right back.
Cooperatives in Kenya have been very instrumental in poverty alleviation in the rural areas through the development of business modules that enable members to make maximum gains in their ventures. They educate farmers on good farming practices, fund them, and seek markets for their products. Today we pay a visit to Mukurweini Dairy Cooperative in Nyeri, a cooperative that has over the years worked closely with the dairy farmers in Nyeri to improve their lives.
Our key activities usually collecting milk from small-scale farmers. After we collect the milk, then we bring it to the head office here, where we have a cooling plant. Our cooling plant, what we usually do is to cool the milk before subsequent delivery to our processors.
Farmers are educated on ways to increase their milk productivity by using high-quality formulated feeds and productivity-enhancing technologies like artificial insemination to help them improve the quality of their herd.
We have about 16,000 members, but the active members that we usually have is between 5,500 to 6,000 at any given time. We have about that number delivering milk to us.
The cooperative facilitates the farmers to save and gives them cheap loans to upscale their milk production. The loans are later repaid through monthly deductions made from their monthly payment.
We are trying to train them to have what we are calling agribusiness. We want people to start thinking of the mind of agriculture. They take dairy as a business because we have come from a scenario whereby people just rear the animals for the sake of whatever they get at the end of the day, without minding. They don't put into consideration how much they want to get.
Over the years, the cooperative has diversified its services to farmers by offering veterinary services, both clinical and artificial insemination, provision of stores for both animal feeds and human food, and extension services.
Currently, we are doing about 26,000 liters in a day, and all the milk is being sold through the processors, as I see. So you find that you get about 1.2 million in one day.
They also own an animal feeds factory and runs an affiliate saving and credit bank which offers financial services to its farmers.
We give feeds on credit. We also offer human food on credit also. Even the animal cannot go hungry because we are offering those things on credit. As long as we are delivering milk to us, we are able to get those services on credit. The other services that we also offering to the communities that we are giving them AI services, artificial insemination services. Again, we offer that on credit.
The cooperative owns transport vehicles which collect quality milk at specified points and ensure the maintenance of quality until it reaches the market.
We are creating a lot of jobs in the community. We have about 135 permanent staff and over 50 casual laborers.
This makes it easier for farmers who stay far from their facility to save on transportation cost, hence maximize on their revenues. The cooperative started with a collection of 32 liters daily and has since grown to a daily collection of over 30 liters per day.
Our major concern at this time is to have our volumes go up to about 50,000.
Wakulima Dairy, which started in mid-1990 with 35 farmers, has grown and today comprises of a shareholding of 16,000 members and is ranked amongst the highest single producer entities of raw milk in Kenya.
It started as a small group whereby it was only about 16 members who came in, joined herds, and they started the group. That time we used to operate as a self-help group, but later on in the year 2006, the self-help group was transformed into a company, a limited company, which we are operating as a company today.
The company has recorded an improved production over the years, and last year the milk production surpassed the 300 million shilling turnover. The cooperative's mission in the coming years is to be a leading farmer-based producer of milk and dairy products in the country through provision of efficient services to the farmers. They are planning to enter into the value addition by constructing an 80,000-litre processing plant in Mukurweini town to be able to pay higher milk prices to the farmers.
In the regional market segment, this week we take a look at Kenya's devolved system of governance. And here to speak to us today is the first governor of Kiambu County, William Kabogo. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, I'll just get straight to it. First of all, we all know Kiambu is one of the most important counties when it comes to agriculture in the country today. Just talk to us. How's the dairy sector doing?
The opportunities in dairy farming in Kiambu is huge. As you know, Kiambu is one of the large producers of milk and dairy products in Kenya. And a good example is a farmers' cooperative movement like the Fresher, just to name one in the area of Githunguri. where they have very high produce of milk and milk products. And if you go to the supermarkets, you will find now fresher products in the supermarket. So this is an area that my government will want to try and see whether we can make laws that are easy. We can make available resources to be able to help in terms of research and in terms of how we can help farmers get inputs. For example, fertilizer, for example, the feeds. So we are hoping that we should be able to set up a department in government that will be able to set up a not-for-profit department, so that we may not give subsidy but give almost at cost farmers inputs. And that's one of the areas that we think will be able to help farmers in. So we are working closely with the national government and also with research companies like KARI, to make sure that farmers get high value produce, and value adding is one of the issues that my government is really concerned in. And also it's an area where the young and the unemployed should be able to come into this industry. Say, for example, buy milk and make byproducts of milk, like yogurt and such other things. And that is why we've set up a fund, 1.2 billion fund, to be able to help youth and women to engage themselves in gainful employment. And agriculture is one of those areas that you can get quick.
Kiambu County has got about 1.2 billion shillings for the development of small and medium enterprises. How does your county or how does your government plan on utilizing these funds?
It's a loan fund that we want to create so that they can borrow money on a revolving loan sort of arrangement, so that they may be able to borrow, say, through groups. They don't have any securities, so that they may use the peer pressure approach, like the Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, where people borrow money without securities. So this again will require private and public partnership.
And when it comes to employment opportunities or investment opportunities, which are these opportunities available in Kiambu County that the younger generation or the unemployed youth can delve into?
The available opportunities that are hanging fruits that are available now is to involve themselves in quick small enterprises. And I've given examples of agro value adding enterprises. And I've said even involving themselves in farming on greenhouses. Kiambu happens to be a place where people live on small farms, small as in an acre or so. So if we can get these young men and women into groups, we would be able to fund greenhouses, and not necessarily giving them money, but giving them inputs and absorbing whatever it is that they are producing into an arranged sort of marketing. We have Nakumat, we have Tuskys, we have Uchumi, and these are people who are also willing to support farmers.
Okay, if you look at Thika Road is the easiest access to Kiambu County. But again, when you get into Kiambu County, the roads are not in the best state. And this is affecting the business community, affecting the agriculture sector. How is your government planning on working around this to improve the roads in Kiambu County?
Given the status of financing that we have now in Kiambu, if I speak for Kiambu, you will find that we are getting about 6.25 billion shillings, and out of that 70% is going to personal emoluments, O&M. We should be able to legislate quickly to allow busy roads of class D and below that can attract foreign concessions, so that we may allow concessions to take place. Kiambu people are willing to pay tolls to have good roads.
Your government was allocated a little over 6 billion Kenya shillings, and of this 6 billion Kenya shillings, we're having about 5 billion that is going into remuneration, and we're left with about maybe 1 billion shillings. How are you going to use this money to develop Kiambu County?
One of the major issues that we need to take a step in, and I appreciate that the national government, through His Excellency the President, appreciates that we have a very huge wage bill. And the national wage bill which includes the county wage bills, needs to be looked into. In that, we need to restructure the public service. And by restructuring, we mean to have a lean and efficient public service. And you know, Kiambu is, security-wise, is a high-risk area because we have very many unemployed young men and women. Then we hope that this fund will go a long way in helping us sort out security issues. What we would want to do is create a working environment between the national government and the county governments because it is envisaged by the law that we are interdependent and we have to work together for the benefit of the people of Kenya. We have devolved functions all the way to the village level. So it is important that when we have the village administrators, the ward administrators, the sub-county administrators, these are the people who are available and open to speak to the public. We also have public forums. We want to encourage the public in general to participate in running of their own government because this is a government by the people.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us. It was such an honor having you speak to KTN Business Focus. And well, that was the first Governor of Kiambu County, William Kabogo, who was speaking to us about the investment opportunities available for the youth as well as small and medium enterprises in Kiambu County, and also talking to us about the dairy sector. I hope you picked something out of that. And that's all we had time for on this week's show, but we continue to welcome your feedback on our email address bf@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS number 8041. Plus, this conversation continues on our Facebook page and Twitter handle. But before I go, let me just say something. Investing time in networking does pay off. My name is Joy Doreen Bira. From the KTN team and myself, we're saying thank you so much for watching and God bless us all.
Business Focus, brought to you by KCB. KCB, making the difference.